Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So I am gonna do the tags for this little tea bag cover journal that I've done. I'm assuming I'm going to do this in the right order. I was going to make these off camera, but then I thought, oh, let's do a quick little video of me doing them. So I did go through and I picked out, I got a load of ready-made clusters. I thought let's use them, so it kind of is going to give this journal a bit of a butterfly theme to it. So I've got these clusters. I've got some little itty bits like that, which I think make little good additions there to the pocket. So I'm just going to stick that down, and this is going on the back there, but I felt it needed something in between the busy background and the cluster, and this is made from vellum, and I thought, well, I've got some of that vellum left, why don't I see what it looks like with a bit of vellum to sort of break it up. I am just putting glue where there is paper on the other side, so that it doesn't show through. Just put that down on there, and so yeah, so this needs a bit of something. So I have brought two things. I've got doily and vellum. So this is the vellum that I used on these clusters, which I really like. Oh, that one would have worked as well. Maybe I'll put that one, or cooking on gas here. Maybe I'll put that one on the back. I did have one pulled out there, but we'll use that one instead. It is overlapping a bit there, but I don't think that matters. I think that will work. Get it down before I change my mind. Oh, I know why I was doing that one, because I picked out a different colour. Okay, changes her mind again. That might go well on the centre. So I can make another one to match on the other side. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Put your glue away, Jez. So, yeah. So I've got this vellum. You might say it's a different colour, but I used alcohol inks on this. So we've got different designs. We've got old script, we've got like newsprint, and there is map as well. Where's my map page? At the back there. So got different designs. Actually, the map one would be good on the map pages. So I got it printed in black and printed in white. I'm gonna see what it looks like. I'm gonna put the alcohol technique on it and see what it's like. I've also got this I found in my stash, which has got like printing of big flowers, which may not show up, and then I've got some doilies which I thought might work as well. So that's what we're going for. Now the alcohol technique I did, let's not lose where we're going here with this. This is for in here, isn't it? Yeah. So let's take that out of the way. So the alcohol technique, so that's the right side, that's the wrong side. I'm going to put one of my cereal liners down, check the desk a little bit. So what I did is I got some alcohol markers. So I've got these Stampin' Up ones. So I've got the 2 shades of soft suede, and which will be retired now, 2 shades of crumb cake, and I've got the bronze. That's what I used. And you just, it's got a brush end and a nib end. So just colour bits, doesn't take long at all. Colour bits. You could do this with any alcohol marker that you may have. Well, I'm assuming you can. I've got a few Sharpies. I've not tried it with a Sharpie, but imagine it will work. So just going around with these, because I want this sort of neutral colour, I'm using this, but you can do them with bright colours as well. It's very pretty. So I was recently making boho things, so could have done it with that. So we've done those, so let's get these in. That one's not very dark at all, almost a waste of time, that one. That's better, bit of darkness. So I have done this before. And then I'll come in with the bronzer. That's giving a completely different colour. So I'm just going to fill the little gaps that are left with this. Kind of, the nibs go funny after a while. Well, if you're not kind to them, and I tend not to be. I use them mainly, these, for this technique and colouring ribbon and gems and things. Very rarely do any actual colouring. And then I've got a little dropper with some alcohol in it, which I can't find. I can't find it, so I found another bottle. So I use the isotope alcohol. It's got to be more than 99% alcohol to work in this. So just gonna decant a bit of this into here. Oh, this could go horribly wrong. Yeah, look at that. Poured more over that than I have where I want it. I'm just going to soak that up with my cloth because it's a good cleaning. It's good for cleaning. So, although that will evaporate by the time I'm going to clean anything. Anyway, that's probably enough. So I've got some little pipette things which I keep losing. I find them and then I lose them. And I thought, oh, maybe they'll turn up whilst I'm trying to find this bottle, but they didn't. I had momentarily lost my bottle as well. Yeah, I'm going to give up tidying my room because I can never find anything after I do that. Right, so get a pipette. You could use a spray. I prefer to have a little bit more control over my droplets, and I just drop little drops over where you've done the alcohol, and you can see where it starts moving the ink, and you get some nice effects go in. Now this was left because obviously I was looking, I don't want left for that long, but it might have been 3 or 4 minutes whilst I was trying to find a little dropper. And there is, you can use, I've seen some people use a blower. I made that noise just in case you didn't know what blowing was. Sometimes I think, Jez, you're an idiot. So I do have a little somewhere. Oh, I can't blooming find it. But anyway, so you can just leave it to dry naturally. you can move it around a bit if you want, or you can use, I'm going to move that out of the way because I'm going to get my heat gun in now, and you can use a heat gun. That's all moving. I want to just put something down and get my heat gun out. And that'll move it about a bit. That's dried like that. This is the other side, so you can see the effect you get on the other side, which I love it. I mean, you could use that side if you wanted to, just tend to do it on the back. And you might sit and think, oh, it's quite light round here, so you can just go in and add some more, where it's a bit lighter. And you want more going on. And then you just, I want a bit more over there. Want a bit more over here. Yeah. Nice and dark. You can even go back in these quite dark areas. So we can then drop a bit more alcohol. See, look at that, instant. Reacting, so that's broken that up a bit. You can even add it to what's already been sorted. Like that. You can leave that now just to make those pools and sort of leave it to dry. One there. I haven't done much for it. So they're quite nice, creating those sort of circular patterns. Let's get that away from my light so you can see. So you've got those sort of circular patterns. You can use your puffer to move it. And the puffer's a bit more gentle than this. I don't know where it is. I could look a bit further, but let's just do a bit of this on it. Now, because I didn't, the amount of alcohol I added to it was less than before, so it didn't have so much movement, but that's a really nice effect that we're getting there. And so I might leave it at that. So my thought was to have a bit of this behind there, so you can still see a bit of what's underneath coming out. So we need to, I like to rip this, so let's get a little rip ruler. I might use this one. And then I do end up with little strips, which of course get saved. So I'm just going to rip round all the straight edges. failed abysmally there. Absolutely failed abysmally. Let's try this. Let's try this one. Get some interesting strips. That's better. That's already ripped like a dog's hind leg. There, like that. I'll put you away. So, might have that big old rip up there at the bottom. So, we'll rip up there. Yep. So this one's going to take quite a big bit. Might not use quite so big in future ones. That's a different shape I'm ripping now. There we go. So that's covering that strategically placed advert there, completely covering it up. But there, I just think that makes such a difference to the card. So we're still aware that we've got vintage books and music paper and things behind, but it's not just sort of floating there doing not very much. Achoo! Achoo! Oh, bless me. So, yeah, liking that. That's going. Obviously, we need to ink these edges. You're getting a bit of a white core there now from the vellum. And you can do this technique on any vellum. If you wanted, you could stamp on vellum, let it dry, and then on the opposite side to where you've stamped, do this, and that would give you the same sort of effect. So I'm going to put glue all the way around this to stick on to the vellum. That's not glue, Jez, that's alcohol. So let's just move, because the pot's the same as my glue pot, which is why I marked one, I labelled one alcohol. I have no idea where it is. So I'm sticking this onto here. And the vellum won't add too much bulk either, which I like. And then I'm just going to apply glue, although it doesn't really matter, given that I've done that sort of glue effect on it. I don't think it really matters that much. So I might just, around the edges, put some glue stick, because it is going in and out of a pocket, so I don't want any edges coming up. And then just use this where there's paper on the other side. And there we go. Going to use my little spreader. Now it's stuck down, you can see a bit more of the underside showing through. Oh, a big blob of glue there. I'll have that off. Give that a wipe. So that's that, and I thought I might just finish that off by doing a bit of sewing all the way around. So I'm just going to get that sewn. So that's it, finished off. I think the sewing makes a lot of difference as well. Glad I managed to dig my sewing machine out. So that is going in there. We got that one there. Cute, like it. Oh, I did think I was going to put that on there. I'll work that bit out. I'm going to do a separate video for decorating that bit. So that is what we're doing. So I want a little cluster on there. Now I did find one that had been pre-made, and I just want to make it again. Where did I put it? Where have you gone? I want to find you. Not that one. It had like a bit of a label on it. Sure it's not with the other map. Oh, it's not, Jez. I must have put it somewhere else. Oh, it's there. That I really like. I want to make that again, because that will go nicely. I'm just going to nick it for there. That'll go really nicely with that one, won't it? Then I'm going to make some more of them because they're cute. So I've got them stamped, I've got butterflies, I've got labels. So I'm going to chuck a few of those together. So here we are. So I just dug into my little pot. So these were stamped on piano paper, pano roll. You can see them with holes in. Some weren't, some were just on tea dyed paper, using field notes and other stamps that I've got. So I've got my little butterflies, and I've got my labels there. So I think these are well cute. So I want sort of a matching one over there. So like here, I've used the same butterfly. Can I find that little butterfly? Have I got a little version of that? Why are you talking so high pitched, Jez, all of a sudden? Oh no. Right, I might just go for this one then, if I haven't got it. So, bit of a specimen, bit of a label. Might do a green label, because we've got green there. Love it. Love it. So what I like to do on these ones, these are Tracy labels, Tracy Fox, if you don't know what we mean when we say Tracy labels. I think everybody calls them Tracy labels. I have loads. They aren't all cut out and in my little folder, but there will be. That could be a holiday, or a sitting in the car. I don't like sitting in the car doing nothing. And we've got to drive all the way down south to, we're getting the Euro train. I've never been in the Euro tunnel. I'm so glad it's a very short train journey, because I'm not quite sure how I feel about being 100,000 leagues under the sea. Do you know what I mean? But I know we're not that far, but you know, I'll be thinking of giant octopuses coming to get me, and massive floods and all sorts, but you know, I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure we will actually be fine. Love that. Can you even see what I'm doing? You can just go like that if you're on a tablet or a phone. Do that on the screen. You can zoom in. Oh, there's my little thing. So stick you down. So that's what I wanted to do. I'm not going to show you all of them and do the whole journal, but this is what I am going to be doing. So yeah, I just wanted, because you might have missed my other videos on making these little clusters. So there we go. I am showing you again how I did them. Clusters, rule of 3 with clusters, isn't it? Pick up 3 things. I mean, there is no rules. You can do whatever you want. But I quite like having that as a kind of go-to. I mean, these aren't. Well, they kind of are. So what I did was I stuck them down to a bit of tea-dyed paper and I sort of made the clusters. I've got 4 actually, so I've got a bit of book page, I've got a ticket, I've got a butterfly, I've got a word. That was kind of what I did on all of them. I added a little bit of extra there, a bit of lace, and it's got a number and not a word. But that is how I did these. So it doesn't take long to sort these out. I feel that needs a bit of, that hasn't been inked, that butterfly. So we'll ink you now. So he can go down. Piano paper roll. These were perfect for these. I have got a video on that. Because I know lots of people have piano rolls. I know lots of people want piano rolls. And then it's like, right, got one, what do we do with it? And that is one thing I did. Got out my Tim Holtz stamp set and just stamped, and they make, as you can see, nice little bases for clusters. So for these, I want to put map on the background. So I'm not doing that now because I haven't got map made ready. So we'll leave them for now. So I might do one more tag with you. One more tag. That's me trying to be. I'm putting that on there. I think you are, Jez. Yeah. Did I have something to go on there? No, Jez. I can make something though, can't I? Yeah, sure can. So I could just put something wee on that. Tiny little label. Don't need anything else. That's going on there. So that needs something in the background. Let's just, shall we scrunch this? Scooch it all out of the way so we can see what we're doing here. So that's already got vellum on it. So my other idea was doily. So I might put doily on this one. So I might rip you up there. There we go. Take that off. There we go. Yeah. And the other way of adding a bit of something to the background is just by stamping. So that could go on there, and then I could stamp on top. Or stenciling is another way. I might put it that way around. It's a bit darker in it. Yep, cooking on gas. Yeah, I could add stamping, so I might stamp on a bit of this. So that was the 2 ways that I was going to go through all the tags in this journal. Bit of doily, bit of, oh, I've just, as I'm speaking, I've just thought of another thing I could do that doesn't really add very much bulk, but gives you another bit of a layer. Paper napkin, decoupage paper napkins. I might do one of them. I think I've got time. I have no idea actually, because I've stopped and started to get things. So I actually have no idea how long I've been. There we go. We're not throwing that away. Don't be fooled. There we go. So we've got that. Do I have a stamp out and about ready to use? I don't think so. Can't remember what was the last thing I did. So I might do some music. I've got a music stamp somewhere. Dictionary, music, 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 music. That little outcry was anything but music. I can't sing, but it doesn't stop you trying. There we go. Sheet music. Does what it says on the tin. Right, I'm gonna get Pepper Path and just gonna, no idea which way's up and which way's down. Oh, I do, it's that way, because I can see the treble clefs over there. Yeah. And then gonna do you know, now it would be that way. Yeah, be that way, Jez. That would be the right way up, because you've just turned this upside down. Do you know, sometimes my brain hurts. There. See, love it. Do a bit up the top there. There. Liking that. Leave that over there. Where's my topper now gone? Some days. Is it still on the page? No. Can anybody see what I did with the topper? It had, it's under there. There. Then I can just stick that on there. And that would be lovely if we inked around it. It also needs a ribbon. I think something blue. Sure, I've got some blue. Oh, do you know, I've got every colour. Of course you've got some blue, Jez. Just thought it might be nice. Bring it all out. And I will probably finish this off with a bit of sewing. Stick this down. I'm going to do what I did before, because I think that worked really well. Bit of glue stick and proper glue. It's a big lump there. It's not. And then go on this bit. So it just saves a little bit of time having things already made. It's just what mass makes are all about. I haven't done a mass make since Mass Make March. But because of that, I have plenty of things to use. So that's cool. So that needs sewing. I think I'm going to do one more with a paper napkin and then we'll sew them together. So that's going in there. Not quite finished, but let's just have a little look-see here. That will go in there. I think it's quite nice because you've got quite a light page there. Oh, I've got blue labels. Blue labels. Well, that one's quite nice. That's got a bit of a flower on it. Maybe not use butterfly at all. Want that one there? No. No. Change my mind. No. So just stick that on there. I have that one. I love that. Don't think we need that. What I might get, I've got little circles, haven't I? Let's get a little circle. Let's have a little circle going on there. Yeah. There. That works, doesn't it? And then that's another one finished off. Do you know, it's these finishing touches that I really enjoy. And it's these are things that I think make a project stand out from the crowd. These little attentions to detail. I think they're worth doing and make a lot of difference to your projects. So we'll stick him down. No, we'll stick him down. I think everything's male. I wouldn't say stick her down unless it was a picture of a woman. I think it's him. Maybe butterflies are her. Labels are a him. There you go. Stick you there. Yeah. Like it. And because you've got, when you make a journal, the other side is reflected, I'll basically do the same thing on this side. It's so you've only got to do half the thinking, because that's gonna go that way. Right, now this I could do some paper. Did I not pick out something to go with it? I did. So that was kind of what I was thinking to go in it. So let's have a look at my doilies, paper napkins even, that I could use on the back. Quite like that. It's got a bit of script in it somewhere, this one. Hasn't it? Yeah, down there. And it's got a butterfly. Yeah, you're a contender. Where on earth did that come from? I don't know, because pink's not my colour. I might, if I got one of these already ripped open, that I did use in a project already. You might have, Jess, but I can't find it. Only because I can't be bothered. So I'm thinking I might use that bit there. That is my thoughts. We'll have that bit there. So we'll split the napkin up. I love napkin art. Never even heard it. Didn't even know it was a thing before I started making junk journals. So it's free ply, there's 2 in there. There we go. So I want this bit. Don't particularly, I don't really want the bee, but it might come out. Right, so then I'll take paintbrush and I'm just gonna draw around a bit here. That weakens the tissue and allows me to pull it apart. There we are. Stick you off to the one side. So that could go up like that. That on top. Bob's your uncle. As they say. That will do nicely. I'm going to get a little bit. Shall I just use? I might just use glue stick. Can I kind of see where it's going? Yeah, my glue stick up there. Different ways of attaching. Glue stick is one of them. Matte medium's another. I might put matte medium over the top. So there's a bit of glue stick on there. And we just gently use a soft brush, I think. Just gently go over the top of that. It's very easy to be too rough. And now we can still see some of the words down below. And now if I put a bit of matte medium on it, it will seal it and it should dissolve the background a bit more. I'm just going to squeeze a bit into my pot. So easy to get too much of this, and because it's in a tube, you can't put it back. So I don't want to waste it. There you go, and you can see how that white is now completely dissolving. Well, you might not be able to see it. I can see it. So it's giving you a bit of a background. Just a little bit of a layer, a bit like the vellum, but you can still see everything underneath. And then that go on the top, and that's my little journaling card on the bottom there. When it's dry, I might even go over it a bit with my blending brush. You can, and I might do it for quickness, get a heat gun to dry it. And then we just snip any overlapping. And then I just use my blending brush there, and it knocks it back even more. So all the white bit of the napkin has disappeared, and that's on there like that. Love it. I love it. So bit of ink in, will sew. Well, where's that little, oh, managed to put my journal down on this. I might just put a little bit of stamp in. Don't know how much ink's going to be left on this. just a little bit, just a hint, like that. That was worth doing as far as I'm concerned. And then we'll stick that on there. Got a little bit of pink there in that ticket, goes well with that. So let's stick that down. So that's everything I wanted to show you, I think, that I'll be doing to finish this journal off. So I just sew those last two tags so that you can see them finished off. So that's that, and then we're just going to sew around it. So they're all done and sewn round. I do like stitching. I've been a bit lazy and not stitched much, but there, and then I just finished it off with a bit of ribbon. I do like just put a bit of ribbon through, and then I tie a bit of twine round. I think it gives a nice effect. That was the original there. So I'll just pop them back in where they're gonna go. That was in there. Oh, that's pulling up. Did put an extra dab of glue on there. Oh, and this one's for the paper bag. Where's that? It's there. So that can go in there. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through, create some more of those little clusters there to go on these pockets. I'm going to do this effect on the map version because I think that'd be nice to go with the map. And yeah, right, so I've sewn around all of the tags and journaling cards, and so I just thought I'd show you, just in case you didn't quite work it out, how I did the little tie at the top of my tag. So I just poke the ribbon through, pull it up to about the size of one. I've managed to, don't like the look of that there, so pull that up a bit more, maybe down a bit, up a bit, round a bit. So cut that down to match. There we go. So I've got my ribbon how I want it, and then I take a bit of twine. So I got this twine. I liked it because I didn't age that. It's that colour. It's I think it's Sahara Sand and Night of Navy. So perfect, because I think that's Sahara Sand. So it went really nice. I liked it. So I start a little knot off, and put the two ends up. Slightly more time consuming, but I think it's worth it. I only had two in this journal, so it wasn't like I was doing many. Pull that slightly out, give it a good knot, and then tie a wee bow here. My twine is still attached because I don't cut it until I'm ready, and that way you waste less. There we go, pull on a bit. I want it. Pull that. Pull that in a bit. Pull that in a bit. There we go. Give it a snip off. And then that way I haven't cut too much off that. And that's how I did that. So all of these have now been stitched round. So that's it for this video. So I will do one more video, hopefully, and we'll just do these bits sew in the signature, do a closure, and that'll be the journal done. So do hope you'll join me for the next one, and catch up on the others if you've missed any. And yeah, thoroughly enjoying this. Quite a quick one for me, I think, making this journal. It's going to be chunky, probably a bit too chunky, but hey ho, that's how I roll. All right then, see you all again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.